You wouldn't happen to be the same lieutenant that had a drunk driving thing, were you?
Have a good night, sir.
This police officer was caught red-handed on the crime scene and had to do a walk of shame. Today we'll be going through bizarre cases like these, where corrupt and evil police officers were caught red-handed and owned for their action. In July 2024, famous First Amendment auditor, who goes by his YouTube channel Accountability for All, decided to head over to the publicly accessible St. Mary's Lake in Battle Creek, Michigan. However, it didn't take long for Karen to head over and intimidate him.
Close-up? Here's a close-up.
Okay, thank you.
You already put it in? Justin's got it. No.
She's crazy.
Oh, shoot. Somebody's blocked the access.
Well, this is the crazy lady, I think.
Did she block the public access? Has she got us boxed in here?
She does, yeah.
She has us detained? Held against our will?
I don't want to be here.
Like,
What is this?
she's got us held against our will.
Despite the area being public, some wealthy property owners near the lake falsely claim the entire land as private. This woman took it a step further, blocking their exit while waiting for the police to arrive.
Josh Abrams.
Hey, we were trying to pull out to the road there. Somebody's like access blocked. Well,
Oh, are we kidnapped?
are you holding us hostage here, ma'am? Why do you have the public access blocked? I've got documentation to show you it's not.
Also, it's on the county website.
Right here, sir.
I understand. Anybody can tell anybody.
If I can just
We've got
share there. So this is where we're at right here.
Yep.
The public access road. Everything in red is public.
I understand.
And this is from the county.
You're
We
in
got from the,
violation of Michigan MCL if you
Courthouse.
obstruct our access to a public waterway through a public roadway.
and we checked with the county too. So
You see, you see it now.
This is not going to be settled today, so I would ask that you wait for another day so that we make sure that we're properly informed.
Is it under threat of arrest? That's all I'm asking. If you threaten to arrest us if we put the boat in the water, we absolutely will not.
Okay. Well, you could be arrested for trespassing.
The officer turned a blind eye to everything and seemed to agree with the crazy woman. However, the auditors had arrived with a GIS map that clearly indicated the land they were on was public.
This is public property.
No, I don't know
I can
that.
take you and show you the
I can
public
just show you.
utilities.
I have it right here.
I understand this GIS map. That's
I can
not
take you
is-
and show you the public utilities down here.
And there's a relay at the bottom.
We'll let you know. Okay. We're gonna look further into it.
So
I'll let you know.
rich people can kick you off public property? That's how it is in Calhoun County?
See here? This is the road that we're on. And everything in white is public. All those black lines is private property. We got this from the county. So right here is where we're at right now. And then we get to the bottom here where it's all red. The entire red is public. So, and we got this from the county.
You'll arrest until you have.
Where are you getting this further information?
So I don't understand what the argument is that it's private property.
Because we're the president of the association saying that it's private property and it's signed as such, saying that it's private property.
So the president of the association can just say that's private property?
The officers were as clueless as one can get, having no real knowledge about the property, but all of them were adamant on removing the auditor from the property.
Okay, so where do we go to? Like,
It's under threat of arrest.
where do we go to?
Is it under threat of
Because the county says it's public. So I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying the county says it's public. They give us this and make sure that we're in the right place. Now you're telling us that the county association person said that it's private. So when did they change it from like private to public? Because this was printed today.
I don't have an answer for you.
Okay.
Rich people win.
Lieutenant, when was this changed from private to public? Because as far as today is concerned, the county tells us this is public, sir.
We'll have this hashed out. It's not going to happen today.
Okay, but if this is public property, hashing it out doesn't work.
These officers weren't prepared for auditors this skilled and well-equipped. They had no clue they were about to be thoroughly exposed.
Sir, I have one more question.
It's something that was just printed.
Yeah, but it is the official GIS. You can
Correct.
see it.
Correct.
From today.
GIS isn't
It's from the county.
correct.
Yeah, no, like we didn't just like go willy-nilly print it up. We went and got that from the government.
I understand
government
what
gave
you're
it to
saying,
us.
and like
And they
the
specifically
sign
told
also
us.
says though private. We're not saying you're incorrect. We're saying we don't know.
Right, so- and I
we
understand
would
that.
like
So if
to
you're
put
saying-
in a little extra work into finding out to make certain that the information we put forth is correct.
So if you're saying that we're not that flies back. If you're saying that we're not incorrect, and that doesn't mean necessarily that they're correct, right? We don't know at this
I'm saying
point.
I don't
Then
know.
why do I have to leave
We're
and
just
give up
gonna
my
err on the
rights?
side of the people who have the most money.
I think we err on the side of the way it has been until we know we are correct to change it.
It's incompetent cops like these who cause their city's massive lawsuits, and the worst part of this is that he doesn't even care about it, as he himself makes a huge blunder on camera.
I can tell them you are wrong.
And we seem to be the same one. This Karen right here is batshit crazy.
Well,
She came right up in my face, spit all over my face.
you are very comfortable being on camera. I am very comfortable
Okay, so
being wrong.
So what?
It sucks if we're wrong and you guys were correct and we're telling you you can't be here and you could have been your last day. I feel bad about that.
But then where does it go from there, right? So if under the threat of arrest, I'm no longer here, and then we find out that I was right,
Yeah.
then I was trespassed or given a potential warning of trespass with the threat of arrest when I had committed no crime entering a public place.
Yeah.
So then what? What is the recourse? I sue the PD?
I guess we call and tell you you can come use it then.
But at that point, when I find out I'm right, then someone's got to pay. Like, I have to be made whole at that point, right? So then what do? We cost the taxpayers a lot of money because we were right? Like,
I guess at that point, if you feel to be made whole, you need to sue, then I would advise you to sue.
This officer seemed to enjoy his qualified immunity, showing no concern as the city faced potential lawsuits. It's disturbing how these officers consistently side with the wealthy while intimidating law-abiding citizens.
If you feel to be made whole, you need to sue, then I would advise you to sue. You know, I guess I don't know what you want me to say.
oh no, I'm just going over the situation because to me it like doesn't make a ton of sense. And we wanted to go through all of our due diligence to make sure that we had the right information.
You might need to move the truck. I don't know if you get through. Is it your truck?
Yeah.
Might need to move it. I don't know if you get through.
Oh, he's got that. Got that on. So I was just speaking to Officer Wolf. If it turns out that we were accurate, Lieutenant Martins, then we're good to go. But then what about how we made whole? We're threatened with the penalties of arrest to leave a place that we never had to leave. Okay. Does that sound fair or righteous?
We'll figure it out.
That's not how justice works, though, right? That's what you.
I don't know, bud.
I mean, but you should.
I don't know, bud.
You should.
You have a good day.
Is this still private property?
No, this isn't private property to begin with. This certainly isn't.
Even the lieutenant was completely unaware and looked clueless when confronted by the auditor. Despite proving their case, the auditors were still forced off of the property.
Do you officers see an MCL on this sign? Any one of you can read? You see an MCL on that sign anywhere? Cadet, do you care to know what the law is? Because that sign means nothing without an MCL. You see one? Look at. I guarantee you. Do they pay taxes on this property?
The competent auditor got out of the property but made sure to record the officer's CAD that was on inside the car and got a hold of some really important information.
Hey, do you want to hear the narrative? Hey, that's interesting. They have the association bylaws on the screen. Not a one of them says that it's not publicly accessible.
What's that?
This cop car has the association bylaws on the screen, and not one of them says anything that lake access or any of that access is private.
So it even tells them on their computer that it's not private.
Look at it.
He's got it up. He pulled up the bylaws. He checked.
Lake Association bylaw enforcers?
Yeah, but besides
Look, you
that,
can
even
read-
their bylaws say
Look,
that
you can
we're
read.
right.
You can read through this.
So they're here to.
So they know.
Lake Association.
James, look.
Law over public property.
The bylaws never stated the property was private, making it even more baffling why these officers were so determined to remove the auditors.
I heard him talking about public property.
Yeah.
Trying to retaliate and get you thrown back in jail. And as you saw, he pulled up the rules. He knows that we're in the right. He's showing it.
All right, fellas, we'll see you at the meeting tonight.
Thanks for at least having a civil conversation.
Do my best.
Appreciate it.
Nice
Thanks,
meeting
man.
you.
That's not my last name. You wouldn't happen to be the same lieutenant that had a drunk driving thing, were you?
Have a good night, sir.
So, would you not remember because you were drunk or what?
All three of the auditors were trespassed from the property, but soon they filed a complaint with the department, and the Battle Creek Police Department did reply that the property was indeed public. Now they have filed a lawsuit against the department and would surely be getting some good compensation from the city. Moving on, these cops tried to mess with the wrong man and immediately found out.
I got the statute on all that if you want to see. A lot of cops,
I don't know statute.
you wouldn't know why. Yeah, why would you? Right?
In March of 2023, a firearm instructor and a YouTuber who goes by the name of Two Guns D was pulled over by a couple of female officers for open carry. They had no clue how they were about to get owned.
Hello.
How you
She on
doing?
that side. Oh, you.
You.
What's up?
You know me?
Look, go ahead and talk to her.
How you doing? I don't know you. No, I don't know her. I don't know you. But when I saw you, right, I said, "Did she?" Not she. I didn't know it was a she. I'm like, "Is she really about to pull me over?" He like, "Nah, you good." She just giving me the light. I'm like, "Nah, that means pull over."
And who are you? Sorry.
I'm just a regular guy trying to get off work. But I'm assuming you probably asking who I am because I have a gun on my chest. But I'm
that's all I hear
a
about.
firearm instructor
Right.
slash enthusiast, if you will.
Where you say you work at?
I'm a firearm instructor.
The Maryland police officer took issue with the instructor's open carry, despite not even knowing that the law permits it in the state.
I cannot.
Y'all have the open carry?
Well, it's funny you said that. So, a couple, like 12 years ago, Maryland was concealed carry. Recently, maybe like 8 years ago, now it's wearing carry. So technically in Maryland, I mean, I'm an instructor, so I don't tell people to walk around like that, but I'm always teaching. This is, you know, what like I said, so guns is my business. But technically in Maryland, yes, open carry is legal. However, since it's not common, you will be questioned by law enforcement since what's going on now. But yeah, technically, I got the statute and all that. If you want to see, a lot of cops.
I don't know statute.
You wouldn't know why. Yeah, why would you? Right? Yeah.
The individual handled the officers with remarkable professionalism. It was shocking to hear the officer admit that she didn't even know the law.
Always got
Private
his
session.
recordings ready and all.
All right, we'll try right here. Here go my sergeant.
What's up? How you been?
I haven't seen you in a minute.
I know, I haven't. I see you in a new vehicle. It's
Well,
different.
I'm always getting pulled over, so I try to switch
You
up my
are,
whip.
and then you right in the middle. Then you know how you make people feel.
No,
with
no.
some stuff.
I had the lights. I had the
Then
lights.
Why this right? And what is this?
What this?
No, I know the camera on. Yeah, what is this?
I also own a.
I know you do.
I haven't seen them, and that's why I'm like.
I know. What
Is this
you got.
Northern?
Huh?
Is this
Yes,
Northern?
Yes.
But no. But let's be honest. Was this not a perfect example? I had my lights on. Now she probably was suspicious in you because it took me a minute to pull over.
Surely the officers let him go without any warnings or tickets, but I'm sure they learned an important lesson. And if you think police officers can't get any more dumb than this, you are in for a shocking surprise.
We got called here for suspicious activity, so I got an idea.
Is that a misdemeanor or felony?
On June 7th, 2019, an individual named Logan Land watching the sunrise over the Mississippi River when a couple of police officers approached and began to intimidate him.
What's going on, man? Hey, we took a call saying that you might be sleeping out here.
No, I was laying down for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Laying on my back,
Oh, okay.
looking at the sky.
Okay. You got your ID with you?
No, I don't.
Okay. What's your name, man?
Am I doing something illegal?
Well, we got called here for suspicious activity, so I got an idea.
Is that a misdemeanor or felony?
Huh?
Is that a misdemeanor or felony?
Is it a misdemeanor or a felony? Well, it could be a misdemeanor if you failure to identify yourself.
Well, unless I'm breaking a law, I'm not going to ID.
The officer claimed that someone had made a phone call, claiming that a person was sleeping on the bench. As absurd as that sounded, what the officers did next was even worse.
Okay, so you're choosing to get arrested instead of just giving me your name.
I'm choosing to not break a law, which I'm not doing. Am I breaking a law?
By not giving me your identification, yes, you
No,
are.
That's not the way it
Yes,
works.
that's interference.
Are you detaining me or am I free to go?
No, you're being detained.
For what?
Because we're investigating
You
suspicious.
give me reasonable, articulate suspicion.
We got called here by a
Right.
third party
Well?
for an individual sleeping by the flagpole.
Okay.
You're the only person here by the flagpole.
Did you see me sleeping?
No, you just admitted to me that you were.
I never said anything about sleeping. I said I was laying on my back and I was looking at the sky.
Okay.
Is that illegal?
No, but we still got called here, so we got to investigate it.
Well, you call him back and you tell him that I wasn't sleeping.
Okay, so are you going to give me your name or not?
It is great to see Mr. Land fighting for his rights and standing up to the corrupt cop, but it was all about to go in vain. The officer did the unthinkable moments later.
Okay, stand up, turn around. You're under arrest.
Is this really how it works?
Yes, that is how it works,
I'm
man.
like a supervisor here.
Okay. Hey, release your hands for me, dude. Release. Is this your stuff?
I'm not answering any more questions. I want an attorney.
Okay, go ahead. Take it.
All right,
360 lead time, we'll be 95. Did he have his ID on him?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Nothing with a name on it? Just get him going down there.
If arresting him wasn't bad enough, the idiot officer proceeded to illegally search his bag before taking it in as evidence. The innocent man was then taken to the police station for doing absolutely nothing.
You gonna let me out of here?
What's that?
You gonna let me out of here?
No, why?
What am I doing here?
What?
What am I doing here?
Well, I don't know. I think you're under arrest. What's that?
Why are you violating my rights?
We're not.
Yeah, you are.
No, what's your name, pal?
Why would I tell you? Maybe if you had a legal, lawful reason to detain me, I'd give it to you.
Well, we took a complaint on you, so there was.
You can take a complaint on anything.
Right, so we have to investigate, and that includes getting your identification.
Does that mean I'm obliged to entertain you? Absolutely not.
Well, you can talk to the judge about it then, okay?
Well, this ain't a communist country.
I agree.
Well, then what the hell's going on?
Well, we're trying to figure that out.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Poor Mr. Land had every reason to be upset. His beautiful morning had just been ruined because of a random phone call from a petty individual. To make matters worse, none of the cops showed any remorse for what they had done.
You show up because you get a complaint of me sleeping in the park.
Right.
I'm not. They show up and ask me if I'm sleeping. So you tell me that that's a lawful detainment? That's a reasonable, articulable suspicion, huh?
To check on you, absolutely.
To check on me for what?
To make sure you're okay.
Don't bullshit me.
I'm not.
You're violating my rights.
No.
It's an illegal detainment.
Okay. You can identify yourself to the judge, or else they're probably not going to let you out, though. Okay. So cooperate.
For what? Cooperate with what?
Well, they have to know who you are before they release you. Okay.
They have to know who I am because. Hey, I'm done talking to you.
The officers had no reasonable articulable suspicion to make the arrest, and this charge would be thrown out in no time. However, it is despicable how these cops behave with these law-abiding citizens.
We got a complaint on you.
What's that?
We got a complaint on you. All right. It's suspicious because you normally, yes.
Is suspicious behavior, is that a misdemeanor or felony? Huh? Tell me that. Tell me what code that is.
Suspicious behavior?
What statute is that?
Are you familiar with Terry versus Ohio?
Yes, I'm very familiar with it.
So
you have to have a reasonable.
Absolutely.
Okay, well then you articulate to me about what crime you saw me committing. You had a phone call.
You don't have to see a crime being committed to stop somebody and check on them.
You have to get a phone call? That's it?
Well, absolutely. We took a complaint.
Yeah, that's hearsay.
Okay.
That's not reasonable.
Well, it came from another officer who happens to walk the park and noticed that you're not there on a daily basis sleeping in the park. And so I think it's probably pretty good grounds to understand why we're here, okay?
So an officer...
You think you know a lot here?
I do know a lot
You're not seeming to know a whole lot.
I do know a lot here.
Hold on.
The officer admitted that the call came from an off-duty cop. Land had simply arrived moments earlier to watch the sunrise and had no idea why he was being treated like a criminal.
Okay. Go ahead and talk.
That we also have a community caretaking function, okay? So again, it's
What's
a little.
that got to do with the Come on.
Hold on. Again, we have a community caretaking function here, and it's a little odd when you find somebody sleeping, so we can check on their well-being in the park as well.
Is it illegal to sleep in the park?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's illegal to take a nap in the park.
If you are there outside of hours, absolutely.
Am I there outside of hours?
You weren't when we found you. However, it is still odd. What was he arrested for, gentlemen? Interference. Okay.
Interference.
Interference is a crime.
Of an illegal detainment?
It's not an illegal detainment, sir. You will not find any concurrence with me on that, okay?
You
I will not agree with you.
obviously do not know the law. You don't know what a Terry stop is. You don't.
Okay.
You don't. You need to go back to the academy. I'll
Okay.
tell you that.
All right.
I'll hire your supervisor. Who's your boss?
The assistant chief of
Can I
police.
speak to him? Because he'll see this is some dumb shit. It's dumb. I'm telling you.
Land was charged with interfering, but the officers failed to justify the arrest. Despite their efforts, he stood his ground and defended his rights.
Personally liable. You have no immunity when you violate my rights. You're violating my rights.
Well, he'll be in about an hour.
Okay.
So,
I don't see how you don't see this.
and he's the one who called on you.
It's an illegal detainment.
It's
is
not.
what it is.
It's really not, sir.
It is.
It's not.
It is. It is. You articulate to me.
I already have several ways. You're not seeming to comprehend.
You haven't. You had people call in and say I was sleeping. When they showed up, was I sleeping?
I wasn't there. My officers
Why don't
arrested
you
you.
ask them? It's common sense.
Okay, bud.
Well, you don't want to ask them. It's not a crime.
It is.
It's not a crime.
When
No,
some-
it's not.
when
I know-
some-
hey, this is America.
Okay.
This is America. You must have forgot that. If you were
I remember, sir.
Then you go police in China
Okay.
or Russia or some communist country. You forgot
What's that?
what
Yeah, he can go
the
for it.
Constitution is.
Moving on, these cops thought they could do whatever they wanted until this auditor put them in their place.
What an incident through Captain. I want to do a file. I want to file a report. I want to file a report on her.
Cops often break the law and get away with it, but not always. Today we will show you some shocking moments where officers made huge mistakes and ended up being fired and sued for their action. In October of 2024, an individual was having drinks at a bar when a confrontation erupted with another guy. Soon, an employee called 911 and officers arrived in no time.
They're intimidating me. This whole situation. Look at how many of them. I want an incident report right now.
I'm not gonna ask you for what.
They're one intimidating me. I have videos of this individual telling me. I have videos of this individual telling me that he was gonna assault me. I want to make an incident report right now. These individuals.
All right, you stay over there.
I'm
because
telling-
we
I know, but just stop moving so much, you know? Like, just,
I can move.
you know, you really can't because your hands are going everywhere, so just
All right.
try and-
So these two individuals right here.
All right, stop pointing people.
What do you mean? So I can't do anything?
Yeah, you
No, I-
Your hands in our
Are
face,
you the
just back it up.
supervisor?
No.
Who's the supervisor? Who's the supervisor? Who's the supervisor? Who's the captain?
We know he
Call the
has
captain.
answered that.
Call the
No,
captain.
we don't call captains for this.
Call the
Just
sergeant.
stay over here, okay?
Call the
Just
sergeant.
stay
Call the
over
sergeant.
here.
I'm gonna move wherever I want.
While he kept claiming that he had done nothing, the officers didn't take long before escalating the situation and holding him accountable.
Why haven't any of these officers give me their names?
You need to tell me.
Officer,
and you need
what?
Listen.
No.
listen.
I don't need to
Watch
lower
your
my.
hand.
I don't need.
Watch your hand.
I don't
Watch
need to
your
do
hand.
anything. I don't
Watch
need to
your
do
hand.
anything. I don't
Watch
need to do
your
anything.
hands.
I don't need to do anything.
I'm telling you to watch your
Am
hands.
I arrested?
The second that you touch me, yeah, you are.
Have I touched you?
Okay, I'm making
Have I
sure that
touched
you watch your hands.
Have I touched you?
Because you're a
Have
little
I
drunk.
touched you? Have I touched you?
You hear me?
Have I touched you?
Did you hear what I said?
Have I touched you?
Did you hear what I said?
Have I touched you? Yes, sir. Have I
Okay.
touched you?
So what do you think the
Have I
incident
touched
was?
you?
What do you think? It's okay. What an incident through.
Captain, I want to do a file. I want to file a report. I want to file a report on her.
Right now.
No. I want business cards. I want.
3 seconds to leave. Okay.
She just put her hands on me.
Because you're invading our space.
No. I have it all on video. She just put her hands on me.
One, 2.
What am I doing?
3. Put your hands behind your back right now. Cuff them up.
He was eventually arrested and taken to the police station where he was charged with disorderly conduct. Shocking to see how cops reacted to being filmed, and soon after this incident, famous auditor Sean Paul Reyes decided to pay a visit to the police department and check on them.
What'd you say? Wasn't that rule rescinded?
Only for a Mr. Reyes. May I see your ID, please?
What's your name and badge number first, sir?
Sergeant Carroll.
Sergeant Carroll.
Yep. All right. No, he's good.
Sure. So I was contacted by a resident of New York. He showed me a video where his rights were violated, and he was filming the police here. And this
precinct?
No, this precinct responded to an incident. He was filming the police. They didn't like that, so they ended up arresting him for disorderly conduct. His name is Lazaro Perez. It happened on October 3rd.
Okay. Would you like to make some anyways CCRB or?
Yeah, I would like you to take the complaint, if that's all right. I would like you to take the complaint. just because he can't come in here and record his complaint process himself. So
It turns out that Sean is the only individual who has federal approval to film inside the New York Police Department. He went over to the officer aiming to file a complaint against the cop who had arrested the individual earlier.
So I want to text you. It wasn't me, no. I'm filing. No, but I'm filing on his behalf as a citizen. He's going to file his own, but I wanted to document his own complaint. I wanted to document the complaint filing process because he can't.
It says completed in your own handwriting.
Right. No, I don't want to fill it out. I would like you to fill it out for me. Because what if I couldn't read or write it?
If you couldn't read or write?
Right. Just want to make sure you guys are following procedures.
Oh no, let me call CCRB and find out.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Do you think following procedures is funny, officer? You do? Can I get your name and badge number? Isn't that procedure too? So you're not going to give it?
Sean does a brilliant job of holding these tyrants accountable using his right to record to great effect.
It says since you're known to the department, you filled out paperwork before, so we know that you can fill out paperwork.
But if I wasn't able to fill out paperwork, just so we're
So that I
clear.
get the language line and do some other procedures.
But there is procedures for people who are illiterate.
Yep.
Okay. No problem. I just wanted to make sure. So you're the desk sergeant?
Yes.
So as a desk sergeant for this precinct here, is it okay is that part of your policies and procedures to arrest people for filming the police?
Inside the precinct?
No, just in general. Just in general, filming law enforcement
No.
activity. So if you saw a video that shows an officer arresting somebody for simply filming them, that could be concerning to you?
Well, I have to see, what their reasoning was. I wasn't there. I
Right. But if you saw a video where a law enforcement officer was from your precinct was arresting a member of the public just for filming and charging them with disorderly conduct, that would be concerning to you?
Right.
Okay. So I will get you the video. Don't worry. I'll get it to you. I'm going to be publishing a story. I just wanted to come here and check it out. As you know, I have a federal court order that allows me to record inside of all of New York City precincts. So I wanted to just exercise that right to investigate what happened to this poor gentleman.
Shortly after, Sean left the building, assuring that he would return to file a complaint against the officer who had made the illegal arrest.
Maybe somebody knew. How long ago was it?
Oh, it happened on October 3rd.
So pretty new. So
Yeah.
maybe
Officer Medina. Okay. All right. Well, I'll definitely fill out this complaint form, and I'll see if I can talk to CCRB. Did the CCRB have a headquarters or an office?
Yep.
If I can get that address for you, from you.
The address, phone number,
Perfect.
email.
Perfect. Thank you, Sergeant. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time today talking to me, and I appreciate you clearing it up. I know at first we were, no recording, automatically go to no recording. So thank you for being knowledgeable of, court order that's in effect. Thank you.
Officer Medina was involved, and we hope that action is taken against this corrupt cop. Now, while these cops made a huge mistake, these next tyrants made such a foolish decision, risking people's lives.
Hey, give up your hands. Give up your hands.
On October 3rd, 2024, a woman contacted 911 complaining about an individual carrying a gun on the side of the road. Let's hear what she had to say.
Hi, there is what appears to be a gentleman that has dark hair, black top, black shorts, that is on Lexington and Cole. A lot of the parents have said that he might be brandishing what looks like a gun, but we're not too sure if it's fake or real.
The cops arrived at the scene quickly, identifying the individual and confronting him and escalating the situation.
Hey, drop your head. Drop your head. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Hey, drop that. Where's your head? He had something in his hand. It looked like a gun.
The suspect took off running, and the officers jumped into their cruiser to chase him down. But what happened next will leave you completely shocked.
Suspect 1 eastbound. Across going on Lexington. Any unit in the vicinity, 6346, there's a close unit backup area, unit supervisor, let me know. 415 now.
Where's that? Watch out, watch out. Hey, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. Officer, please stop, shots fired.
The officer had no clue what he was doing, aimlessly shooting from his car facing the road. He put innocent lives at risk, and the situation could have ended in absolute tragedy.
Station 4, I'm going to go check some possible. Any unit in the vicinity, 6346, there's a close unit backup area, unit supervisor, let me know. 415 now.
Where's that? Watch out, watch out. Hey, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. Officer, please stop, shots fired.
Shots fired.
To make matters worse, the individual, later identified as Daryl Morgan, wasn't even carrying a firearm. In fact, he was only carrying a lighter-shaped gun.
Shots fired. Units, officer needs help, line and fountain, officer needs help, line and fountain, enter unit, come in on highway frequency, area units, over. 36 shots fired. Suspect on the line from fountain. Frequency, make it a hell call, shots fired. Suspect currently on line, just north of fountain.
Go back in.
Any in the vicinity, please rush with your backup area.
Go back. Hey, get on your back!
Officer needs help, line north of fountain. Officer needs help, line north of fountain, area unit, come in on highway frequency, shots fired. Eric, the suspect does have something in his hand that's pointed at officers. And,
don't reach for anything!
Northbound home.
Drop everything!
Eventually, the officers moved in to arrest him and then quickly realized they were firing openly in public for a lighter.
Hey, don't move!
I'll grab the gun. Don't do it, Jude. Don't do it.
Hey, give up your hands.
I can't do it.
Give up your hands.
You got me fucked up. I did it right there. Like that. I didn't have to wait out there.
Put your hands behind your back, guy.
Put your hands right there. I didn't wait gunshots.
Fortunately, no one was injured despite the reckless officers firing. On the other hand, Morgan was arrested for resisting arrest. While this was incredibly bizarre to see, this next police officer was caught doing something that would leave you stunned.
Door? Hell no!
On June 5th, 2019, an individual named Ramon Brown entered a gas station when a police officer pulled him over. Little did he know that things would get incredibly tough for him.
This is up, huh? 625? Why don't you just sit in the car? What'd I do? 625? Sit in the car. Get in the car. That's expired, is it not?
Well, what did I do?
Sit in your car. Sit in your car. Sit in the car. All right, I'll take your license and your proof of insurance.
Despite having every legal document, the officer was adamant about the traffic stop for an expired temp tag. Keep watching to find out what his real intention was.
What did I do? 65, a suspicious vehicle. You stay over there. At the BP station, 3rd Nicollet. It's an unlicensed vehicle, sir. Hey, I need your license and proof of insurance. Your temp tag is expired. Can I be any more clear to you?
I got the registrations right there. That's what I was trying to tell you.
You need to have license plates on your car. Give me your license and your proof of insurance, or you're going in handcuffs. God damn.
Officer Ty Jindra was aggressive from the start, ready to turn a simple traffic stop into a shocking confrontation.
All my registration tags.
No proof of insurance?
That last squad may be at 3rd and Franklin. I don't believe there's a BP at 3rd and Nicollet.
Yeah, I'm at 3rd and Franklin. All right, step out of the car.
Heavy.
Throw translator back.
5050, start the basketball. Heavy.
Why are you driving without a license, man? Huh? That's kind of stupid, isn't it?
Heavy.
Let's go. You got anything illegal in the car?
A simple traffic stop that should have been over with a ticket or even a warning was now turning into a full-fledged search of Brown's vehicle while he was handcuffed in the back of a police car.
2257.
Hi, can I help you?
Copy.
We'll be out on Wednesday on 12th.
Copy. Do you need EMS started? 1, 2, or 3. Copy. And are you close 4 for them? Are you close 4 for EMS?
120, we are close 4.
There's 2258.
Finally, Officer Jindra found something enclosed in a paper, and that is when the traffic stop took a completely different turn.
We'll copy your code for 2301. Copy.
What's your buddy got in your car? What is this? Huh? What does that look like to you? You don't know? No idea, huh? What would you guess it'd be? I have no idea. You have no idea? Alright, I'll just tell you.
Instead of disclosing what was inside or even calling backup to verify and save it as evidence, the officer put it in his pocket and went over to arrest another individual who was just minding his own business.
You were the one right here, weren't you? Yeah, put your hands behind your back.
What?
Put your hands behind your back, right now.
What? I don't want. What? What did I do?
Stop.
What did I do?
Stop it. Stop moving.
What did I do?
Park 121.
What did I do? What did I do?
121 for us.
Buddy, your buddy said that the door is yours.
Hey,
Get back away from me.
What's mine?
Wait.
What's
Stop
mine?
moving. Stop moving.
What is mine?
Stop.
Asking because I just ran to get him. That's
Okay, you can stand back there.
What is mine?
Get out of here.
What is mine, sir? What is mine? What is mine, sir? Hell no! Cocaine in the door? Hell no!
It turns out there were narcotics in the folded paper, and the sinister officer's intention was to use them for his own addiction. But for now, he wanted to get out of the traffic stop that he had conducted.
How you gonna say something
Dude,
is
just
mine?
relax, okay?
Well, how you gonna say something is mine? Ain't nothing in mine.
Relax.
What the?
Okay?
Yeah, how can you say something
Relax.
ain't nothing in mine? What the? What is mine? Ain't nothing in mine.
Okay, hey, just give me 1 second and he's gonna go with you, okay? I don't like when people walk up to me.
I'm sorry, I don't want to.
Okay. Step back here.
What do you mean something's mine?
Well, it's either yours or his, right?
No. Ain't
No?
nothing's mine. Ain't nothing's
man.
mine, man. Nothing.
I'm gonna uncuff you. You're gonna walk away from me, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna uncuff your buddy.
Eventually, the officer let both the driver and the other individual go without any tickets or a warning. It turns out that he used to conduct regular stops like this in order to steal narcotics.
You're transporting to
What's your license plate in your window? Alright? Put your license plates. Put your license plates on.
That's why I was going. I just got it today for my brother. That's why I was trying to explain to you that the plates is, and the registrations is all right there in the window.
Alright.
Can I show you?
I'm gonna give you a break. You have a license, you know that, right?
Yes, but because I was just using my brother's car. Can I show you the plates?
Go ahead.
I'll show you. The guy who bought the car from, he told my brother, he said, don't put him on until June 2nd. He said, don't put him on until...
Well, it's July.
Oh, yeah, I know, but he been having a car sitting.
All right, well, put him on.
Should have a yellow tag then.
I just pulled out because it was expired a month ago.
Well, if this wasn't bad enough, this next dirty cop was caught for his crimes and taken to the cleaners.
Why's your rule different from ours?
Is that to go charge something?
You have to go charge someone. Brother, look, it's a double yellow line. It's unacceptable, bro.
Cops are so used to breaking the law that they don't even feel guilty anymore. Today we bring you some of the most shocking cases where these dirty officers were finally held accountable and exposed in their action. This traffic warden decided to boldly approach the cop and call him out for parking on the double yellows. What happened next will leave you stunned.
Bro, it's a double yellow line, bro.
It's a police car.
No, but it's a double yellow line. Why is your rules different from ours? Why is your rule different from ours?
Is that to go charge something?
You have to go charge someone. Brother, look, it's a double yellow line. It's unacceptable, bro.
This cop is used to being above the law, doing whatever he pleased without consequence, because, well, who polices the police? But this time he was backed into a corner and was left completely speechless. This officer surely found out about the law, and this next police chief was caught and fired for something that was even more shocking.
You ever taken any batteries out and sold the batteries?
No.
Buckeye Lake Police Chief James Hansey found himself the subject of an investigation after he accidentally fired his weapon at a crime scene. Little did he know that this incident would expose even more of his corruption.
Just tell me about what happened during the accidental shooting. Obviously, I've gotten stories, a couple of different, people told me, but, you're the guy that accidentally discharged a weapon, so I can't wait to hear from you, man.
Jeff and Megan and I were on our way back from Lancaster. We had ate at B-Dubs. We were coming down 79 and we were in the area of Buckeye Lake Beezer Village. And my telephone rang. It was from Darlene Whithofer. I've known the family since, I was a firefighter with her brother Terry forever. She found her aunt in the middle of the road, and that two guys had broke into her aunt's house and held her at gunpoint. She was able to escape, but the gunman shot one guy. He was laying in the floor bleeding to death, and the gunman was still in the house.
Chief Hansey was medically unfit for duty as he had his finger amputated just a day before the firing incident. He was placed on administrative leave but violated the department's policy.
I wasn't even thinking of being on technically light duty.
Right.
Had no gun with me, and with there someone possibly being in that house dying, you guys have done the same thing. You'd have went in. We had 3 people here, and we've been trained. I told Ritter, give me your handgun. Vermaiden went around the side of the trailer to see if there was a door on the back, and we went in, cover 3. Vermaiden was the first one in the door, went to the right, because it's a a single wide. Went in, and I went to the left, and I held the whole back of the trailer. And the trailer's really dark, and the only lights that's on is their flashlights and a TV in the very back room. I'm standing here, low ready, left hand, and all of a sudden something flashed. I thought someone was coming up at me. When I came up, I hit the corner, and poof, went in the round, went in the floor.
Okay. Did you have your finger on the trigger or something when you went up?
I had, yeah.
Now, while this may seem like nothing, a police chief just cannot be this careless, as he could have risked the lives of everyone on the scene.
Was there any conversation about not telling them about the accidental discharge?
Yes, there was.
Okay. Was that your call?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the rationale there?
Ritter likes to tell things, and for the integrity of the case, integrity of the accidental shooting, Ritter, you don't have to go tell everybody that we had an accidental shooting. Let's get this investigated first. Let's get it looked at. Let's save the integrity of the case right here. before anybody, 1,700 people know.
Sure.
And that was the only reason. But no reason to hide anything. How can you hide an accidental discharge?
Makes it tough. Things go bang real loud.
Yeah, and you got a spent shell. We got the shell.
Okay.
Yeah, I sure did. I told him. Because he likes to tell.
However, the accidental discharge was only the starting point of the interrogation, and the corrupt chief's situation was about to get worse.
I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I called the mayor. I called the mayor 6 times, and she never called me back. She called Ritter instead of calling my phone. She does that a lot. Just the other day, she's standing there, Ritter's phone goes off. Call from Peggy Wells. He's talking to her. I'm like, I walk up and say, why aren't you calling me? I'm the chief.
Right.
From years, she's been on council for years, and yeah, she never liked the police department. She's actually picketed against the fire department. She don't like them. She had a big meeting with Randy Thorpe, and Billy was still there, and wanted to see about bringing them in and get rid of us. And Billy and them guys told him, you can't afford us.
Right.
But when she took over mayor, and she took me in on January 19th, I told her, I said, all I want to do is my job.
Yeah.
I want to work with you. I have no hard feelings about nothing.
This wasn't the first policy that Chief Hansey had violated, as the officers discovered a shocking fact about him. He had been working from home without any probable cause and getting equally paid for it.
I guess a couple of them mentioned a computer that you had at home, that your excuse was that you had to go home because you had some information on the computer at home that you didn't at work.
My computer at home is set up the same way the computer at the house. At the office.
Okay.
And if I was at my house doing stuff and writing, you can go to my house right now and I can show you the stuff that I've done, changing policies and changing things. I've had permission from our mayor, Kate Carroll, to go there.
Okay. Have you had permission from this mayor to go there?
No, and I haven't.
Okay. All right.
I wish I would have brought my phone in. The times that they're probably talking about is I burnt my foot, right heel, really bad, clear to the bone. And I had to have a special boot. And it hurt to walk in it.
The detectives came well prepared and were ready to expose Hansey, even after he tried to lie about what had happened.
And I would come in the mornings, I would get the mail like I was supposed to, I would check the phone recorders and do everything else, and then I would go to the house and do what I had to do. But I always had my walkie right there, and they knew this.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think part of it too was they said they came over, a couple of times, and you were just wearing shorts and a t-shirt watching cops while you were on duty.
No.
And that was and then when I checked the records, you had him logged down as hours for that day. But my concern is if you're at home that day, and that's true. Let's say that's true what he's saying. If you're just sitting around watching cops when you're supposed to be at work, that could be an issue.
Right.
Obviously, you're the chief of police. You wouldn't want one of your guys doing that. Why do you think that is, Jimmy?
I would go home a lot, but I would not. I would be in blue jeans or my BDU pants and a shirt that always said police, and I would be doing the stuff that I was allowed to do on the computer for the mayor.
The police chief was about to face strict scrutiny as detectives uncovered years of shady dealings and abuse of power.
What are your procedures for junking cars?
Junking cars?
Yeah, let's say you get a car in an impound, nobody comes and gets it. What are your procedures to get rid of that vehicle?
Run the thing through the state of Ohio. They come back and tell us if there's a lien on it. And then you send that person, or if there's a lien on it, you send that person 10-day notice. Or if there's no lien on it, you send that person, the owner, 10-day notice. And then if they don't collect it, or we get it back, they've got 10 days to pay the towing or anything like that. If not, then I go get a title from the BMV. And then we gather how many other cars we got up, get 3 bids, and then people come out and look at like junkyards or private people or whatever. They look at all the cars all at once and give you 3 bids, and the highest bidder gets them.
Okay.
And if this wasn't bad enough, Chief Hansey was about to be questioned for something even worse, which will leave you shocked.
They were taking the batteries out and sold the batteries.
No.
No. And the reason I'm asking in this setting, Jimmy, is this is a setting where under Gary, you can't be charged with what we're talking about. We can't talk about this criminally.
Right.
Okay, but if that comes out criminally, you know, there's going to be some issues probably with stealing. Okay, so there's been those allegations and a little more than just allegations. Very, very specific things that I've checked out that are not making a lot of sense. Okay, one of them, especially being a water pump that was taken off of a truck for Randy.
If anything was taken off them cars, the village already owned them, and they had permission from the mayor to take anything. I personally have never taken anything off the cars, out of the cars, anything. Now Randy and Mark Dimick has, yes, but they've always had permission, and they've never done anything until the vehicles were owned by the village.
Sure.
And they were going to the junk yard.
The village owned it. Did you take any batteries then after they owned it? Did the mayor say, hey, you can take these? I'm trying to, you know, explain it for myself in my head why I've had two people tell me the same thing now. Two different people. One, you know, that I would say is completely on your side. One that says maybe not completely on your side, and they're both telling me the same thing. So I'm trying to figure that out why in my head that would be the case. So is there a circumstance or an instance where you did take a battery or two after the mayor cleared it?
I've never taken a battery.
Never.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
All right. Well, I needed to ask you about that because, like I said, I've had a couple of them here. All right.
It was clear that this police chief had never been held accountable for what was going on or what he was doing. He had been overstepping his authority and misusing his position, and the detectives were not letting it slide this time.
You weren't on duty at all, right? That's why you didn't have a gun with you. I'm assuming you had your police ID probably, but you didn't have your firearm, right? Okay. That's because you were not on duty, correct?
No, I don't feel that way. I feel that I'm in the village, I'm on duty.
Even though the doctor's saying you're not allowed to be on duty until the 12th.
The doctor said you return to duty. That's a return to work.
Right.
Okay? I was physically working to get paid. I got paid through sick time, but physically showing up and doing the work. But I considered myself on duty because I'm in the village. I live in the village. I'm the chief of police, so I'm 24/7. So yeah, I considered myself on duty.
Okay, so if one of your officers acted the same way you did, in the same manner, you wouldn't have a problem with that then at all? If they were not due to come back to work for 2 more days and they took a call in the village, they took a call, even though they're not cleared to come back for 2 more days, would you per se, do you have a problem with that?
If it was the same situation that I was put in,
sure, exactly the same.
No, I would not.
Okay, and why is that?
Because there was imminent risk of death. He was there. He had plenty enough people to take care of what the situation was. And I believe he has what word do I want to use?
You want to use probably duty to do something, right?
Yeah.
I assume that's where you're going with
that.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I would not have a problem with that at all. I mean, the accidental discharge was very unfortunate and a bad timing, but, you know, no, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all.
Finally, the detectives arrived at the biggest concern they had from Hansy and the department. The entire police force was being overpaid, and there was no one to keep it in check.
Where you got all the hours listed for everybody that worked, all the calls were taken, all that stuff.
Yeah, we get the calls and everything out of the computer system.
Okay.
And Jeff would estimate the hours.
How's he estimating the hours? I'm confused on that part.
I worked 80 hours a week.
Uh-huh.
I mean 80 hours a week.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. That's 160 a month, so he'd put 160. He would take what he was supposed to work, divide that by 2. That's what he would get, just down the line like that.
Okay. Who was ultimately responsible for that? To make sure those numbers are correct?
Those numbers were estimations. They were never correct, not meant to be correct.
You guys are paid by the hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get paid by the hour, an estimate by the hour? How does that work? Because we have a time clock. We got to turn stuff. I mean, we literally have a time clock.
The cops were being paid more and even being compensated for days that they were not working. Here is how the chief reacted to this, trying to get away without accountability.
It may not be 16 hours. You may I believe it is accurate because the mayor, Frank Foster, said, giving this, we will trade him this 16 hours a month if he continues to train us like that. And that's the way we did it.
I understand what you're saying. I do. I get it. But, you know, a guy like that's valuable. You know, but you want that guy to actually work. And when you're presenting those numbers to the village council, the numbers don't match what is actually going on. You know, so if you're putting 16 hours down, it looks like that guy's been there for 16 hours that month. He put in at least 16 hours of time, right?
If you wanted to look at it that way, yes.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know how else to look at it, Jimmy, when it comes to that, because, again, yeah, valuable guy. You want to keep him around. You want to keep him happy, but he's not putting the numbers in that you are saying he's putting in. Does that make sense?
The chief was so non-serious about something that is so important that could remove him from his job. Instead of owning up to his actions, he deflected blame onto the mayor and junior officers, acting as if he had no part in the corruption.
Every month that she's been there, she's got 16 hours a month. I call her, she says, no, that's not accurate. I call the guy she rides with, Haas.
Jeff Haas.
Jeff says, no, she does not work 16 hours a month. Yeah, you guys put 16 hours a month on that sheet.
Again,
you understand that's a criminal charge. That could be a criminal charge to do all that
there's
stuff.
no monetary value.
There's no monetary value. You're making it public. You're making a public record. You're falsifying a public document because it's going over to village council. You see what I'm saying? So you're falsifying a document that goes over there, and I don't know why. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. You know, but I mean, this is a place to explain it, Jimmy. If you're going to, I mean, this is where it gets explained.
The chief remained calm and patient, but that all changed when detectives brought up another issue, check fraud. As they pressed him for answers, his composure began to crack.
Let's go to these checks that were cashed for the insurance company. Now, I talked to the insurance company about those checks, and they had some pretty big issues with them.
Mm-hmm.
All right? That may be something that I'm going to have to turn over to somebody else to investigate criminally. If it gets to that point, I may have to do that. I don't know what the insurance checks that when you were transported to the hospital and you were supposed to pay, you weren't supposed to cash them, and you cashed 4 of them.
Oh Lord, you gotta be kidding me.
See, Jimmy, the problem with an internal investigation is once it starts rolling, it starts opening the door to all kinds of other stuff that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a duty now to at least address it and try to figure out what's going on. In this setting, again, you're under Gary. Okay, I can't use anything you say criminally. Period. Okay.
Oh, I understand.
So, all right, I want you to understand that, you know, before you.
This is funny. These checks, I honestly, wholeheartedly, with my life, believe they were my Aflac checks. Because I talked to John Curtis, you can call him and ask him, I got him in my phone. He says, you've got a check coming, and you're going to have checks coming for your follow-up visits. I just got a check, and you can run out to my truck or give you the keys. I got $3,100 out there. I just got an Aflac check for this.
Okay.
I honestly, wholeheartedly, 1,000,000% believe them checks were mine. This started to piss me off. When I found out they weren't, I made arrangements and they were taking money out of my payroll every month. I didn't fight the system because I honestly believed they were my checks.
So did you get any Aflac checks during that time that you were getting those checks?
The investigators kept the pressure on, and Hansy never could have imagined that a minor accidental discharge would unravel his entire career. What started as one mistake had exposed a web of corruption, bringing everything crashing down.
Ultimately, it's your department, your responsibility to make sure those numbers are accurate.
Their numbers were never, ever in the whole world ever meant to be accurate. That was just a summary of what we've done.
Okay.
The only thing accurate in that whole thing was the very front page. That was accuracy.
And it wasn't accurate because you guys missed Ritter's numbers on almost every month.
What do you mean?
Like Ritter's numbers that he had, your call volume is actually way bigger than you guys claim it is. You guys have more calls and did more things than you guys claim. Because you didn't factor Ritter's numbers in. All of Ritter's call records, all his calls, all his stats. Even his hours worked. Nobody calculated.
So Ritter's not putting his stuff in the computer. And that would be the problem there with call volume.
What do you mean put stuff in the computer?
He's not typing his stuff in his CRs and call records in.
Okay.
The corrupt chief went on another frustrating rant as the detectives continued to provide more evidence, weakening his entire argument.
There's hours that I work that I don't put down on my timesheet.
So you working extra hours and not claiming?
Yes. My phone would ring constantly, and I'd have to go out. I never put all the hours down, because I know we're short of money, and I don't want to work myself out of a job. You can ask any mayor that.
Yeah. What's the most people you guys have had out at one time?
2.
2?
Yeah, 3.
At any time, any given day. If you're going out riding four-wheelers on a day you're supposed to be at work, and then you claim time on it too, that's a problem, man.
Oh, I can see that being a problem. That wasn't done on purpose.
Okay.
I can tell you that.
What's her maintenance say on that same day? Check here and get to the end here. And out of respect for you, Jimmy, I'm laying everything on the table. Like, I'm not holding anything back from you.
Here's the one that was turned in of yours. And I'm looking for Maiden, Jim.
You were past it, or one.
Yeah, right here. 425.
And Vermaiden was with you, and Vermaiden claimed 6 hours.
Why would he claim 6 hours when he's supposed to work on Tuesday? He works noon to 10.
No idea.
So that I don't even know why that was put there. That was should have been noon to 10 instead of 4 to 10. And it had been 10 hours.
What time did you guys get back from that trip?
Oh, hell, I don't remember.
Was it dark?
No.
Maybe he tried to come in later, I don't know. But he put down numbers too on that day that he wasn't at work.
This was not done on purpose. I probably should do my timesheet every day that I get done, and I didn't. That right there, the 25th, was not done on purpose. And I can understand it looks terrible.
But Jimmy, you just told me earlier that you do it like that you make sure that you don't put that ending on there until you're actually done.
I just started doing that.
Okay, I gotcha.
Because of all this issue of them saying, timesheet this, timesheet that, timesheet this.
Right.
And pay is very...
This is, Jimmy, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. This is a couple years of people thinking that you're doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. A couple years, since 2014.
Ultimately, Chief Hansey decided to play the victim card, claiming that they are never looked after by the city, as if that would justify all the corruption he had been doing along with his fellow cop.
I asked if we could get a window tint meter for $48. No, you don't have the money. Seriously?
Wow, 48 bucks?
$48. So that's the way we've always been in that village from day one I started. They don't give us nothing. We buy our own paper. We buy our own uniform. They give us a uniform allowance. But we buy our own boots and we buy our own guns and our belts and stuff that whatever the uniform allowance won't cover.
You know, that reminds me of something though, Jimmy, I gotta ask you before you take off here. You threw away a bunch of property the other day.
After nearly an hour and a half of intense questioning, Hansey was let go. He was charged with 22 administrative violations and immediately removed from his position. As of now, it remains unclear whether criminal charges will follow. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today we saw cases where corrupt police officers were finally held accountable after years of misconduct. These officers learned the hard way that accountability is key, and they can't keep getting away with their actions. Now, if you agree, please support us by liking this video. Also, if you enjoyed this video, watch how these corrupt cops were owned and humbled in courtrooms.
Defendant is guilty of the crime of forcible and punishment is set at 16 years.